What did you see from a defensive perspective that didn't go well?
They individualized us a lot. They took individual matchups and tried to punish them. They punished us inside. Gambled for a few steals. They punished us on the perimeter on individual matchups. We weren't able to shake off of that. These teams are tough for us to play because they just kind of they kind of drive at you, and they sometimes you hit a couple shots and they get some confidence going, and then when your offense isn't we weren't concentrating on our finishing and stuff like that, then that gets you.
I know that it's different matchups and stuff, but why do you feel like the defense hasn't been fixed to a consistent level?
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. Probably personnel. I don't know if we're playing the right guys consistently enough. I'll have to go back and check. I mean, tonight they relied on our scout. Our scout was really good, and we had them tuned up. And then they got out into flow, which is just drive at you and just play iso ball. And we couldn't guard them one-on-one. And that hurts you when you can't guard one-on-one.
I think you guys are up by like 5 with about 4.5 to go. What went wrong offensively that last stretch?
Was that one the stretch where we had about 3 turnovers in a row? Or no? Was that a different stretch where we hit?
I know. I think there was one where you guys had a bunch of offensive rebounds in a row, but couldn't score off of it.
Yeah. Again, probably more lineup based. We just couldn't get to the rim. Couldn't get physical. Couldn't get Bennett free. We had to move it, and we didn't have guys that were going to move it. Just probably more personnel than anything else.
What did Penn State do to make things difficult on Bennett from an efficiency standpoint?
Not a lot. He missed a lot of. He missed 3 point-blank layups to start the game, and had a few shots there that he usually hits. I thought our offense. I thought we got quite a bit of the shots that we wanted for the most part. I thought late we didn't. I thought early we did. They obviously were trapping his ball screens, but that's why you need another passing big out there that can really pass and dissect it after the trap. And we were trying to hit home runs instead of making a simple pass after Bennett gave it up, and then we had problems.
Was it relayed to you, I guess, because you were basically on the court trying to get the guys to foul? Was there just, did they not hear you, or?
I guess as good as mine. Time and score, but that's kind of been our thing. Is and we're not dead in the water by any means. We're still fine. I'm disappointed in our inability to, it's been 3 games in particular that I recall: Maryland, Rutgers, and then this one, and they're all kind of similar styles of play, and we've just really struggled with that style of play for some odd reason. And one, it's part of it is they probably aren't as geared up. 2, it's just unique where they isolate individual defenders, and we just can't guard our own guy a lot of times.
How much is that fixable at this point, or what can you do to try to fix it?
We're going to find a way to fix it. We're going to find a way. We're going to have to probably help more and give up more threes, which is what we've tried to do, but our 3-point percentage defense has gone through the roof. And usually that's kind of what we do is we take away threes, but it's almost gotten so poor in regards to that. So we just got to be better defensively and get our personnel to guard better, and we will.
What was the last play? What was it supposed to be? With there's like 1.5 seconds left.
Oh,
when you guys
supposed to go to Tavion.
Okay.
But he threw a chest pass. That's on me. That's not his fault. That's my fault. He was supposed to go to Tavion, who was going to give it to Brendan, and then at that point he wasn't open, and so then it was what it was. So it's just those were tough shots to make, but that was more on me than anybody else.
What went into the decision to go with Brendan down the stretch?
He's competing probably. That's what my staff does a lot of the substitutions, so we felt like they were competing defensively and felt like he could guard his position, so that's why they played him.
Was there any reason Tate didn't play in the second half, or was it just?
Not sure. I thought he was good in the first half, but so not sure.
How I guess how do you kind of move forward from this?
Yeah, good question. You can't sit here and pout, and you just got to move on to the next thing. But it's the definition of insanity is doing the same things over and over and expecting the same results. And so, I remember when we were at Northwest and we had won 12 straight conference championships. We were always in first place and whatever. And then there would be teams that would as they were kind of at their like ascending upwards, they would gear up for the top team, but then wouldn't beat the teams that they had to beat consistently. And that's where we're at right now. Is middle tier team that's not beating the teams that we're supposed to beat, and but then we'll gear up for big games. And so we need to be a team that makes sure to take care of business in every game. And we're still building that. That's what it is. And so we'll continue to fight for it, and hopefully we can be better at it.
Has that been a common theme in like Minnesota, Maryland, and here? Do you feel like in terms of
Yeah, a little bit. Those are all unique matchups, though. The teams that kind of just break away from now. Minnesota doesn't break away from the offense. I thought they just played really well. They'll just break out of their offense and just kind of ISO you. And so those teams are a little bit trickier to defend. Because we guarded their stuff. They didn't run any of their actions. None of their actions worked. Like their roll replaces, their whatever, all that stuff, move the tags. Like, we were good there. It's just when they got out of it, we had problems. We just couldn't guard on an individual basis.
When you're talking about gearing up for the good teams and not so much for the lower tier teams, how do you address that?
You just keep creating a habit of being ready. And again, there's no excuses. Like, we're in an infant stage of trying to develop the winning habits, and we haven't developed them yet. It takes a while to get to where you understand what winning is. And winning for me is like the ability to be ready every single day. And we're not there yet. I don't know when we'll do this. We'll keep fighting for it, but we need to get there pretty quick.